I could be your superhero, maybe. How are we, team? Hopefully, we are doing very, very, very well. I am glad to be here. Hopefully, you are too. And if you are in the chat as one of the OGs coming straight in, say g'day and let me know where you're watching from. Smart that I'm out of water, but I do have a nice coffee on the way in about 6 minutes' time. Since we last met, we have played a few games. I know a few people actually watching the VODs back over on YouTube, so thank you very much. They're probably very good to fall asleep to. We obviously streamed quite a long time and pre-season, played Enfield Town as well and lost. I was pretty annoyed, as you guys could probably see, so we got off and came back. Not too bad. Dim, and yourself, mate? Have you got the game? I don't think you would have the game just yet, knowing how busy you are. But when you do, it takes some getting used to, but it is good fun. Since we did meet, though, we did win 3-2 against Hempelstead, etc. I'm probably just going to go through this with a YouTube video because I'm about to start a vid in about a couple of minutes. But we've played a bit into the future, which if this was like a very important time of the season, I would try not to, but it's not an important time of the season. It's our first season. Our team's not too bad. But yeah, we've also made some tactical tweaks as well to the system. Some that are noticeable when you look at the team, some that are not noticeable. I'm still going to persist with the wide target forwards. And yeah, it is what it is. We nearly got knocked out of the Cabaret Cup. We nearly got locked out. Was right about to click on your video as I got a bit of time before my next meeting, but don't mind some spoilers. We'll watch the vid anyway for the algorithm. The non-league to legend episode 1's not out anyway. That's not going to be out for a week. I've done 3 Chelsea videos, which all 3 are out. Spoiler alert, I get sacked for the first time ever playing Football Manager. I found it very hard. The first 15, 13 hours of the game I played, couldn't navigate. Tactics were broken. I couldn't figure anything out. Then I have a beta save Let's Play coming out with Liverpool where, without spoiling too much, we may or may not win the treble. Technically a quad. But, we don't count the Community Shield. I won't spoil which trophies they are. The episode 6 of that is an hour 54-minute run to the end as well. And that looks pretty good. And that's what's out. And then on the day the full game actually gets released on the 5th of November, I have episode 1 scheduled. A sack. No, I deserve to get the sacked in. Without saying too much, I think we played 11 games in the league. I drew 9, won 1, lost 1, or lost 2. I had the least amount of losses in the league, but had drawn every game. We're in 14th. And I just got knocked out of the Cabarro Cup and lost in the Champions League. It looked like we weren't going to get through. It was going to be very close. We finished like 23rd, 21st, something like that. So, yeah, I was really struggling. I've never struggled like that in a save. And then we had the PTSD that this save, and by the way, in preseason, won every game, including being Real Madrid with Chelsea, which was interesting. We went through preseason, we looked fantastic in preseason here. We caught the crash against Chesham in our first game where we were winning, we were drawing 1-1 and dominating. Then proceeded to watch my team play absolutely woeful and lose 1-2 at home, and then lose 2-1 to Enfield. But luckily, we've turned the corner. We haven't lost since then. Couple of draws, couple of wins. I have tried some tactics and stuff. But the 4-3-3 that we used at Liverpool, I have built on top of the variation. And I will mention this in the YouTube video that we're about to get to. But our first game is against Worthing, who have played 9 league games and have yet to lose. And then we've also got Maidenstone in the 4th round of the qualifying for the FA Cup, and they're in our division. And the board expects us to reach the first round proper. So, yeah, hopefully we get a little bit lucky and we'll be all right. We're just going to sim forward here quickly. I do have Mum's Uber Eats order at the front, so we're going to go get that for her. I'll send the assistant to this as well so we can get to the game. And then we can get into the YouTube episode. I'll break down what we changed tactically, and I'll break down how we've gone in the system, and yeah. Let's see how we go here. Let's see how we go here, boys. Haven't got the game yet, but might grab it if it's on a Black Friday special. It's not too bad. Previous FMs will suit you fine, don't worry. There's a lot to get used to. Tactical advice for the game. What do they think? Inviting crosses. Worth conceding long shots. I don't really care, mate. I'm going to stick with what we know in our tactic. We're going to save the game here. And we're going to bring this up as the YouTube video. Mum, you can hear Mum in the background. Let me close this door. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Yes, that is the league table. Yes, we've played 9 games, and we're in 3rd. So we have won a game of football, unlike the Chelsea save. So that's good. What we are going to go through today, though, is a game against Worthing, how the tactic has morphed and changed, and what we're looking to build with our tactic. And we also have an FA Cup 4th round qualifying game against Maidenstone, who are in our competition and in our division, sitting in 16th, as you can see above my logo. So let's run that intro, let's get straight into it, and let's see if we can beat a team that is undefeated in our division. All right, beautiful. Dunsky. Yep, and rename, and Park to Prem Episode 2, Part 1. Cool. There we are. Nice. All right, squad and Dunsky. Awesome. We need to go to Club and Club Vision. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Yes, as always, thank you for viewing another video on the YouTube channel. It is Damo, it's Maidenhead FC, and of course, it is Park 2 Prem. With that being said, if you could give the video a like and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're new around here, because over 90% of you are not subbed. You also, if you hit the notification bell, we are currently live on stream, as we do stream most of these games, and you can watch back any VOD of a live stream, because I do save it in a playlist for you, so you have something to fall asleep to. We are on the club board screen, and the main reason is I want to just highlight that they want us to reach the FA Cup proper. So losing to Maidenhead, and it's a required of importance, would be, pretty bad for us, because they will go and be pretty unhappy. But if we beat Maidenhead, we've achieved our first accomplishment in charge of the football club. It's also important to go on a run in the FA Cup when you are this far down in the lower divisions, because money is tight, and you're going to need money to go professional if you make it to league football. And you're going to need money in order to attract players, build your wage budget, and repair some of the club's financial heartache, which is definitely part of what they want me to do. As you can see in our finances, we're $147,000 in debt. We are spending a lot of that on wages. We are under our wage budget that we were given, but the guys aren't doing, we're not making a turnover. Obviously, in the FA Cup, you get half the gate receipts. So if we could somehow even get a League One club that has a big stadium away and get pumped 8-0, we could earn enough money that could bring us back towards some sort of parity. So yeah, it is what it is. In terms of the table, you can see as we are sitting there in third place with 9 games played, 17 points, and we're the same level of Chesham, who we actually did lose to on the opening day, which makes me feel a little bit better, even though that crash last night really did send me over the edge. We do have Worthing, though, as you can see, have played 9, won 7 and drawn 2. And this is our run of form since then. We actually also played against Enfield Town and lost 2-1 in a game that I thought we were okay in, but, we can see too many chances. And this is a common theme. In the first iteration of the 4-3-3, the same one we used in the beta with Liverpool, we would dominate games, but we would concede a million chances. And we weren't putting no pressure on the football. Made a couple of changes to it. We beat Hemel Hempstead, Western Supermare, Horsham 6-3 in a thriller. And then I decided, look, we're conceding too many goals. I want to change system. So I moved it to a 4-4-2. In the 4-4-2, we beat Dover 2-1. We drew to Bath City 2-2 before drawing a 0-0 to Chelmsford. I thought I'd give it one more game against a non-league side that are in the lower levels of England, and they're fair way down Chestersea. And we were lucky in the end to win this game 2-1 in the 4-4-2, so something had to change. We moved back to the 4-3-3, and we made some tweaks and changes. Obviously I play while I edit, and before I go to work, outside of content, I play Football Manager for fun, right? We're not a big FM creator and streamer, so I do play games off screen. And I was watching, obviously, some tactic videos, seeing what is working in this new match engine that we have. And I made some changes, and they seem to work. Maidstone United, we won 2-0 in the new 4-3-3. We did concede shots, but we were utterly dominant away from home, as you can see. And Sam Barrett, in that wide forward role that we're still using, did very, very well. We then drew 2-2 to I can never say their names, Havant and W. We'll just go with that. I thought they would actually have a full name. Havant and W. A very weird game here in the FA Cup. As you can see, if it lets me go to my team, we fully rotated because I expected to beat them in this system. And we needed to bring on some changes, some of the big boys here in the 71st minute. But what I want to show you is the goals that we scored. As you can see, even though it was a fairly even game of our reserves, which probably aren't good enough to be playing, let's be honest, we conceded 94th and 95th minute to be absolutely FM'd from 2-0 up. Not FM'd on stats, but just FM'd. To win this game. I wanted to show the goals. Thank you. Now, we do get some crashes when this happens. And if it does crash right now, at least I feel most of what I wanted to say. And yeah, if it crashes, it crashes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I feel like we may have killed the game. Oh, here we go. It's warming up. Okay, beautiful. This is the problem with clicking around in a YouTube video and why I will now always cut and say before the start of each match until the full game comes out. And it looks like we've got a no goals to show you. Cool. Awesome. I would love to show you the goals that we score if we could please game. I really want to show you because the football we played in this game in terms of the goals were perfect. And it goes into how I want to explain the tactic if it lets us. And it doesn't, I don't think it's going to. Okay, all good. I'll die on that hill. This is unfortunately the problem. What we did do in the next game is we did go full strength, even though it was 3 days before the game we were about to play, because I didn't want to risk us losing. And at home, we absolutely slapped them alive. Yes, we're still conceding chances. Yes, we still conceded goals. I just think we're not good enough defensively to do what I want this tactic to do. But this tactic allows us to dominate. What I'll do now is I'm going to quickly cut away and save the game, and then I'm going to talk about the tactic, and then I'm going to cut away again, and then we're going to get into the match. It's still so broken trying to actually cut in and show you guys stuff, but yeah. Cool. But that's the problem. Let's talk about tactics. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Tactically, we've made some changes, and they do look a little bit better. In terms of the in possession... No, 1 second. Fucking hell. Yes, mother. I'm glad we cut now because Mum at least didn't ruin a full pit, but yeah. Well, for those guys that are watching the VOD back or watching live, always exclamation mum in chat. Exclamation mum in chat. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Over to the tactic. As you can see, it still is the 4-3-3, but I've got both open. And there is some slight tactical tweaks that you'll notice. Firstly, in terms of player roles, the back four has not changed. The goalkeeper has not changed in possession. But we have our first change in the deeper line playmaker role. We do have great passing ability with Tom Ewan for this level, it has to be said. You know, but 10, right? And 10 vision. It's not too bad. He's also got 12 technique. And he's a young kid with potential. So I really wanted to get him into the team, right? And in the deeper line playmaker, he will drop in between the two centre-backs in build-up to pick the ball up. He will also sit in front of them and play these very nice expansive balls to the wide forwards who are staying wide in the start of the highlight, which is perfectly fine. He is pretty good when he does that. The goal I wanted to show you is him picking the ball up in between the two centre-backs, getting a 1-2, and then spraying a ball out wide to Barrett, who beats his man and whips it back set for Popola to head home in that game we drew 2-2. We brought him off the bench. It was the first moment that they were all on the field together. The second change is the attacking midfielders that are channel midfielders. The main reason I've done that is just there's more customization in terms of in-possession player roles, and that's getting more into the more inside the centre-back and the full-back, and getting further forward and closer to our channel forward, which is the other change instead of going with a central forward, a channel forward, which we did use at Liverpool. Outside of that, nothing else has really changed. In terms of the out of possession, we have made a couple of changes. It seems like the holding fullbacks won't engage or won't stop across from me playing holding fullbacks. So we've gone to just normal fullbacks. We've got a screening defensive midfielder because it actually helps the two centre-backs get coverage. A dropping deep defensive midfielder gets too deep in this system, and a normal just DM that just does whatever he wants. You need to be a world-class defensive midfielder to do that. So a screening DM actually, even though Ewan hates it, gets him in better areas to win the ball back. We're still pressing, which is perfectly fine. And then a couple of changes I've made. I've only got one tracking winger right now, and that's to cover Sears, that is wing back going on. And because Welch Hayes, who's one of our best players, if not our best player at the football club, sits, I've actually told Barrett he can stay wide and high and be that outlet on the ball, moving around if needs be. So that's what I've done there. Nothing much to talk about in terms of with the striker formation. In terms of tactics, very simply put, out of possession, basically everyone but my centre-backs have tackle harder. because that's what they used to do on old FM's FM24 and previous. A lot of the guys that I watch for tactic inspiration, they're doing it now, saying it still works in the game. I went away from it in FM24 because it led to a lot of red cards, but anyhow. And then we've also got Sears to take a little bit more risk in possession, as you guys can see here. If we just look at in possession, take more risk and stay a little bit wider. I've told Papula to come inside, even though he's a wide forward. I've got Barrett just to stay pretty standard. And I have got a little bit more pressing on these guys, where I want them to mark tightly in the middle of the park for any midfielder, tackle harder, and trigger press more often. I've also told both wingers to mark both opposition fullbacks. That's something I'm really big on in real life and Football Manager. And you can see it in the match end. They will drop that little bit deeper when the ball goes long to win those headers and win that ball back as well. So what we've done is we've built a system in the beta that I like the look of the football. Keep possession. Dominate teams. Allow for creativity. Get your two midfielders getting alongside your 9 so you can create those triangles in that final third. Get your wingers staying wide, out of possession or in build-up, and then come inside when the opportunity arises. It's very much like the Australian 4-3-3 curricula that they teach and what I went through when I did my National C licence. So it all makes a lot of sense to me. It's a philosophy that I would implore in most games when I used to coach, is something along these lines. So it fits in me quite nice, and the fact that I can create on Football Manager is really cool. And I'm Italian, as well as being, Italian background. I love a little bit of the dirtiness. So, yeah, I like that everyone's getting stuck in. In terms of team instructions, it hasn't really changed too much, to be honest. If we go by all instruction and go by in possession, very briefly, the only thing that I changed is I actually think that wingers a bit more broken. So I've told our team to go and try and get the ball out wide as often as possible. And it allows those two attacking midfielders to get in the space and make those runs and get on the ball, etc. And I've just turned a lot of the build-up to balance for now, but maybe when we're in the Premier League, tell them to play for a press when we're, really, really good, etc. And then in terms of out of possession, nothing's changed here, apart from this needs to go to balanced, which I forgot to do, which was in the old tactic and not this tactic, so definitely going to go and resave that. And there we are as well. I did load up a 4-4-2, as mentioned. I did play a 4-4-2. I still got it here, and it's a bit more of a defensively minded 4-4-2. We may switch into it if we're winning games of football as well. But that's what the new tactic looks like. That's what the new shape looks like. Not much change, just a little bit of player roles. Everyone's got a player instruction, basically, apart from my centre-backs, etc., and the striker. And that's what we've changed here today. So now let's stop the talking. Let's get into episode 2. We're playing a team that has not lost in the league yet after 9 games. This is the ultimate test if these tactical tweaks that we've made are actually going to work for us. All right, so which one is the fuck's sake one? Second. Yep. Cool. Now, I think I've saved enough time, so let's get into it. Let's go, boys. Let's go. All right. Address the team. Go and put in a worthy display. And let's get into the game. We're lining up, obviously, in that 4-3-3. I'd love to see how Ewan moves around. He does have that potential to be a really good player of the division above. We don't need to go get promotion, but I want promotion in Season 1. So this game against Worthing, who are really good, is, well, what seems like they're really good because they've played 9 and not lost, will be really important for us. Anyway, we are obviously in the red here, and they are in the white. Worthing, a team that are flying, and we're a team that's still just trying to figure out what our best tactical formation is. Today, the match stats are working, which is great, and hopefully that will lead to us doing well. Human picks the ball up in that attacking midfielder role, and you can see Popola keeping that width and driving inside. Sears on the ball, encouraged to get forward, and does. And that's a good ball over the top to Popola. Good touch. Beats his man. Ball in the box. And in the end, it's apparently an own goal for S. Beard. Mr. Sam Beard has apparently put it in his own net. It kind of looked like he kicked it into Barrett at the back stick. But good build-up. yet again, where we keep those triangles, the attacking midfielders really influencing the game, and in the end, Popola with a good ball. And I think, that's definitely should be Sam Barrett's goal, but it's not, and it's going to be 1-0. Maybe, it's been credited to him here, which is pretty nice. They're playing in a 4-2-3-1 and a 4-1-4-1, which, by the way, is what Pep does on FM with Man City after what witnessed with our beta save. As you can see, though, here at home, 57% possession, yet to give them a chance. So, when the boys are learning this system, they'll be fine. Still playing on balance, because I believe it creates the most chances. A lot of the content creators that I watch, etc., are playing on attacking and positive. Still reckon balance is the best mentality that I've seen in the beta for now. And I think moving forward too, just in personal preference. Uran wins the ball, and Yumra on the break keeps going, finds Papula, stays wide, and will drive inside when he needs to. Plays a 1-2, and then a ball towards the back stick. Barrett's there, big header, puts it over the bar. An early cross from Sears, and the youngster nearly providing a great ball back stick. Van Stapashov, who is a 6'6" monster, and I am tempted to keep him here for a very long time, because he does keep very well. And he goes long, which is perfectly okay. Umrah doesn't jump, but now can we win the ball? We can't. And here comes Sponge. Gorman, that's a ball and a half. We're in a bit of trouble here. And that is a very nicely worked goal. The first moment that they have, I was going to say working, it's not, it's Worthing. That Worthing have, they score. Nothing that our big, tall, 6'6" Dutch keeper can do about it. That's a pretty good ball. I would love to know what role he's using, but it looks like to me what the wide forward does. And that's a pretty good ball back stick. Not much you can do about that. And that is unfortunately 1-1. And just like that, another highlight for them. We started this game oh so well. Gorman into Sponge. Gorman blocked, and it falls to him. And just like that, Brad Dolhagen, I don't know what I said the first time around, has got a brace inside of 2 minutes between each other. Short corner, Gorman with the effort, and he's onside by a mile, and it deflects straight to him. And just like that, we have gone from 1-0 up and looking really good to 2-1 down inside of 10 minutes. And the streak of not winning a game in a YouTube live con seems to be continuing. De Havilland into Hayes, finds Barrett, great ball in Umrah, and he can score, and he does indeed. Josh Umrah makes it 2-2. Looks like we're going to have a barnstorming game here, ladies and gentlemen. And that's part of this tactic, is with the channel forward and with Umrah being quite quick, if there's an opportunity to put it into the space, these wide target forwards will. And in the end, Umrah with the ball. And maybe the keeper should do better. That's a pretty interesting deflection off the keeper there. And yeah, it is what it is. As you can see, we dominated the early period, and then they've had this period just now, and they scored 2 goals in it. Kind of highlights how they're very good in the league if they can only take 5 minutes of good football and score a couple of goals. Stacey going long. Hayes doesn't win. Dolhagen. Coleman sends Hayes down the line, and he ain't catching him. A lot of that run. And in the end, it's blocked, thankfully, by our centre-backs. But, yeah, their winger and Dolhagen in the 9 are really causing us trouble. In the end, though, we've had more shots and better possession, but they probably deserve to be up 3-2 considering that last highlight. Got to tell them I am far from pleased, and they seem okay with that. I'm going to go into the tactics here. I would love to know, in the opposition tactics, what role they are playing this guy in. He's pretty quick for this level. He's left-footed, and he's 6'2". I reckon he would be... I reckon he is a winger. I might throw him inside to the centre-back, and that might be weird, but it gets him from cutting the ball and getting him onto his weaker foot. I'm also going to be trying to probably press him at all times and be pretty hard on him. Now, Brad Dolhagen isn't that great, but he's well-rounded. He's a 20-year-old, so he's got some potential. He's only got a right foot. So let's try him on the left foot, and let's go and man-mark him, as always, as centre-backs as well. And let's do that. I'm not a big fan of opposition instructions, But very clearly, these two are causing us issues. And if we were to draw 2-2, for instance, we didn't see another highlight, which I highly doubt, I'd probably take that considering how good their start is to the season. Anyway, Ewan in that deeper line playmaker role. You can see him shuffling side to side and picking up the ball and really trying to get on it. Bartley now finds Sears. Looks like we're going to get a highlight here from kickoff. Milos Rush, good to see you in the chat. Yumra's a big boy. Doesn't win that, though. Now they're going to hit us on the break. Can see the back four is already in shape, which is really good. Gorman picks it up. And Barrett wins. He's tracking back. And in the end, it's going to be a... Don't know what my goalkeeper's done. It was a pretty tame shot. And it was going wide. And he decided to parry it for a corner. Still 2-2. Take a nervous swing of the coffee because this game could go either way. Robinson to Havland. Good ball out to Sears. Sears finds Popola, the young 23-year-old. Look at the attacking midfielder in Yiran now. Driving, running. Yiran! Oh, what a save from Stacey. Fingertips onto the bar. Big moment missed. Still 2-2. Mercifully for my voice, some time taken out of this game without a highlight. Start thinking about some changes here, I reckon. We might make a couple in the not too distant future. 66 minutes, and I reckon we're going to make one. I'm going to get Lawson in for Popola, because I think that's not too bad. And I think we are going to get Bailey on for Sears like for like at left back. Barrett. Ewan. He picks it up. And that's the deeper line playmaker trying to play those balls. Prefer him to go to the winger that's staying wide, though, because if he finds him like he did in the FA Cup game, it's brilliant to watch. That ball goes back stick. I'm a 3-2 down. Beautiful. Brad Dolhagen has a hat-trick. And Ryan Coleman de Graft has a hat-trick of assists. Might be 2 assists. Just, it's a two-man show and we can't do nothing about it. If you look at the tactic, we have played pretty well. I am going to move to attacking here with 15 minutes left on the clock. I am going to make some changes as well once that's come off. Beautiful. In terms of changes here, we're going to get Barrett off here for Harriet. And I am going to get in Ferdinand in for Ewan, who's more of a defensively minded player. And I am going to... Umra's a very good player, but I am going to get Dawson on because he can play naturally to channel forward. Anyhow, 5 changes. And away we go. Bailey, Lawson, Ferdinand. Good ball out there from the deeper line fullback, deeper line playmaker. Harriet does well. Robinson, can he get the ball in the box? He does. Dawson off the bench. The substitutes combine. It's 3-3. Tactical genius. What a crazy game of football. As you can see here, Robertson, Harriet, all the substitutions. It started with our Ferdinand, our vice captain, off the bench at deeper line playmaker. And in the end, Dawson comes in for our star-studded striker. And it makes it 3-3. We are on the attacking system. As Dim gets the old school masterclass point out there. We got another highlight, but you guys will get the picture of the old school masterclass. Anyhow, we're going to stay on attacking here because that's what lots of people suggest, but I don't. Lawson, good run, good ball, cleared. Can we win? We don't. Bailey does. Ball back stick. Harriet, he's a big boy. Was he pushed? Penalty given. Oh, could you imagine? We've switched to attacking and oh my word. Harriet, come on son. Can he bury the penalty for 4-3? Let's go lads. What a crazy game of football. Now do we stay on attacking? Or do we go back to balanced? Harriet puts us 4-3 up. What a moment. What a crazy game of football. I'm going to stay on attacking. I'm going to be brave, boys. Be brave. Be brave. Their goalkeeper came up for that corner, by the way. Let's go. What a crazy, crazy game of football. Worthing lose their first game of the league. It took them 10 games to lose, but that's a big win for us in terms of like actually winning the comp and winning the title this year. 1-0 up. They scored 2 goals in 2 minutes. We then scored. Dolhagen got a hat-trick. Dawson then scored, and Harriet with a penalty that was quite soft. We move into second, 3 points behind Worthing. Attacking, huh? Attacking. We moved into attacking. We looked really, really, really good. Something to keep in mind for this Maidstone game, that if we fail to break them down, we might move into attacking earlier on. Before I click around, I'm just going to say, because I don't want no crash, I want to go and have a look at their best player, if I could please. So who did I think Worthing's best player is? Key player is Jack Spong. Interesting. Can we go to their senior squad? I just want to look at Dolhagen a bit more. Apparently he's really good for this level. I can tell you he is, considering what I just watched. His career or his performance, I can't see form. He's got 12 goals in 10 games. Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better. And I want to have a look at this guy. Apparently it's not, but yeah, Coleman de Graft. He's just a natural left-footed winger with a bit of pace and a bit of dribbling for this level, which makes him really good. I'll tell you right now, if he gets released after what I just watched, he would be a signing off the bench. So I'm going to add him in for the shortlist for an indefinite amount of period and take him out when he's no longer required. But there we go. What a game. Crazy game. And now we got Maidenstone, the FA Cup, 4th qualifying round to make the FA Cup proper. Let's go, lads. What a game. What a game. My cutter. What? Control C? I must have been pressing the wrong key. Apparently went for George Hardy. He looks pretty good, but I don't know. Pretty good keeper. Not that I would need him. Scout player, please. Don't know if we can really afford to scout players, but sure. What a crazy game of football. What were the season signings? We signed 3 people. 3 people on a free. We need to go to club. We need to go to transfer history. That's it. That's the clicks. Club and transfer history. We signed Josh Bailey, who came off the bench in that game as the backup left back. 16 determination, fairly quick for this level, was released from Shrewsbury in real life. So we went and got him. His potential to be a South standard left back. But good cover. We needed a left back, which is fine. We then did the good old, 15-36, 16-36 method, but with 10s dim, and we found these 2 guys that both got released. So Corey Sears is the best one, and have a look at Corey. I definitely need to tie him down to a full-time contract for sure. Individual training attributes is defensive positioning, because he needs to do that. It's actually led to me today, which is great. Jesus, I hate the media talks at FM. That will play real money to remove them completely from the game. Same here, Milos. Same here. I only clicked on that because it was a good game, as my dog is barking because mum's gone. As you can see, Corey Sears is definitely going to be one of our best players. I need to tie him down to a full-time contract. But yeah, potential Sky Bet League 2 standard footballer. I need him here. I need him playing. I need him not to get taken. But he's pretty good. And I'm pretty happy with Corey Sears. So yeah, the other one was Tom Ewan, who we just picked up as well. And as you can see with Tom, he's pretty decent. He was a good backup midfielder from Peterborough that we picked up with some potential for the division above. Yeah, Corey. My problem is Corey only wanted a non-contract, which means anyone from above can just come in and just pick him up for free on a full-time contract. And I would like him to be here part-time or full-time to train more. But yeah, Ewan, as you guys just saw, just a good backup player is Ewan. If I go to overview, but has the potential. And now that my best midfielder in Pitchard, who's also one of our coaches, is injured for the next 6 months, he's just going to be playing more and more. I actually don't have an out-and-out defensive midfielder, which is what's hurting me. And I just think as a deeper line playmaker, he's pretty good. He just has no defensive ability. Yeah, especially as a screening defensive midfielder. But it is what it is. Stella, I will come to you in a second. What do you want? We're going to be training you to be a DM as a deeper line playmaker, and we're going to be training you as an individual, and attributes is probably just defensive positioning because it gets his marking up, it gets his decisions up, and it gets his positioning up, and they're all pretty low. So like he could do that, and then yeah, do what you need to do. Nice that today there doesn't seem to be too many bugs. So unless like there was an update and I didn't even see it get updated while I was editing, it looks like it's less buggy today. But yeah, is what it is. In terms of like the club and what my club thinks of our best players, I think if you go by club site, you can't see the key players and hot prospect, etc. anymore. I don't think you can. You go by club site. It just tells you who your key players are, and that's it. It doesn't give you the best youth. To find youth, you got to go to recruitment. You got to go to squad and go to youth and just average. And as you can see, you now have to click on it here, and we don't have anyone in the 21, someone in the 18s. We got no one around. So yeah, when this game is 100% fixed, this would be a fantastic football manager. Anyhow, we do have this big game against Maidenstone in 7 days. He is starting now. Stella, hello. You cheeky. Is mum gone to the hospital, has she? Has she? Well, there you go. You can go up there. You're a cheeky dog, aren't you? You're a cheeky dog. Be there in 1 second, boys. 1 second. Alright, let's do it. Don't zap the dog. I did not zap the dog. Definitely not zapping the dog. I'll put her on my bed. She just gets very depressed when mum's not around. Well, she loves me too, but she wants to just take my thing. Sit on my bed all the time. Alright, cool. Let's continue. Send the assistant. Don't think we copped any injuries. Hopefully not. Considering how important of a game this is, we're going to go full strength. Yeah, I should just assign it. I'm just lazy. And I don't want to go and click on a screen I haven't clicked on and it breaks the game. But yeah. Like, if we look at what we need a defensive... we need a defensive midfielder. After this game, we'll do another scout, but you got to remember, I can't afford much. But we need another defensive midfielder, and then Ewan on the bench would be perfect. Our back, you got to remember, so for those that haven't seen this save, right, a 3.5 star player is a leading player for the South, right, which is good. So 3.5 stars really good. If you're a 3-star player like my captain, you're a good player for this level. If you have your squad of all good players, you will probably get promoted to the top flight, right? So you also got to remember this is picked on roles. So like Sears is not there yet, but he's developing, right? Josh is a really good player for this level, but he's not playing in his division. He's probably our best player. He's a good player for the division above. Like Popola's really good, and he has potential to be fantastic. So like training, we're gonna go attributes here, and I think what we're gonna do is probably just work his ability to go off the ball. His off the ball was 11, his anticipation's 8, and his decision's a 6. So yeah, just off the ball. Attacking movement, yeah. Sometimes they probably say top player. Yeah, that's the thing. They do, which is not whatever. You know, like Uriman is on loan from Coventry, and he's a very good player for the division above, and is a championship potential player. I don't know what loans are like. I remember back in SFB days, we had a guy on loan from Man United. We literally loaned him 6 years in a row, and they just kept letting me have him on an extension loan, even though he was one of the best centre-backs in the world. It was ridiculous. But yeah, so like anyone that's 3-star or better is really good. Anyone's 2.5 stars, like and anyone that's 2 stars, not great. So like Ewan's not good. Barrett's really good, like fantastically good, right? He's a good player for the South, but he wants to be like an inside forward, and I really like how the wide forward works. I might try an inside forward, right? I might try an inside forward, and what I might do is I'll see if inside forward, right? If with the inside forward role, if I can tell him to start wider and then come inside. Because he's left-footed, I like him playing as this wide target role, but I want him to stay wide and then come inside. And that's what the wide target forward role does. I don't want him to get like too narrow on that side, because that's the side where I want the fullback to sit, right? To allow Sears to go on. Would not swap him even for Haaland. Yep. Yep. So maybe we will, which is all well and good. We're going to save the game here in case we get a crash or something. Three, 2, 1, and let's go. Here we are, game number 2, and we have got Maidenstone, who we did beat away from home, playing a very similar tactic. And we need to beat them again in order to reach the FA Cup proper, which would be huge for us. What I will do is I am going to do this. So as you can see, my players don't like the wide forward role, and it's because they're technically not good enough to play it. It takes a really high-class player. I'm going to make one change. Barrett is our best player, along with Umrah, and he really wants to play inside forward. So I'm going to move him to that as an inside forward. But I want to see in player positions if we can tell him to stay wider in build-up, and we can. So I want him to sit wider and then come inside, which would be really good. And his dribbling direction can be whatever he wants to do. I'm not going to tell him to run wide or cut inside. I'm going to just tell him to do just to be normal. But I'm going to tell him to stay wider. And you might be thinking, Damien, why is that? And that is because on this side's the inverted fullback. So if Barrett can stay wide and come inside, kind of create that wide forward role, is really good. It also allows him to get down the right-hand side because he has got a good right foot to whip in the ball into Umrah or Popola coming back stick. I'm not going to do the same with Popola, but Popola on the left-hand side prefers to play as a winger because he's left-footed. I don't want to play with a winger on that side because that's where our only attacking fullback is. It's on the wing-back side. So it is what it is. In terms of the team, everyone is in the team. Dim said in chat, Barrett should suit that role. We played Barrett in pre-season in that role, and in pre-season he didn't do a thing. And then in the one game I changed to a wide forward, he looked really good. So, you know, I think as I've mentioned plenty of times, I'm a big fan in the lower levels. As long as the tactic works, doesn't even matter if the players can play the role or not, because the tactic's really good. Just want to make sure we get the best out of Barrett. Because if we get the best out of Barrett, we can win the league. Anyhow, let's go beat Maidenstone. We're at home. This is a big game. FA Cup, 4th round, qualifying. Barrett did just get a 9-point something in the FA Cup replay against a non-league side, so maybe we're knee-jerking. But Maidenstone in their 5 at the back system. Here they come. Pouring rain at the York. Is it York Road? I think it's the York Road or York City or something. But anyway, Barrett picks it up early and then loses it. And that's that. So they're playing at 5 at the back. And I think by memory they play with 2 narrow players. As Sears gets a blocking on that pass, but it falls back to him. And Fowler. And we've now got behind the ball, which is really good. Now, I'm really interested to see how this tactic works with the 2 attacking midfielders, with them having 3 at the back. And Goulding's going on a run here. And he fires over the bar. We gave him way too much speed. And it is what it is. Highlight going to continue here from the goal kick. Meanwhile, by the way, you only can make 3 substitutions in the FA Cup. So I will definitely be saving them instead of making like a 65th minute sub and whatever. Sears. Inside. That's not the ball, buddy. That is not the ball, buddy. Milos asking, how do you like the tactics of the game ending so far? That's come on Twitch, and for those on the YouTube episode, obviously live. I think the tactics in the match engine is unreal. Now, the reason why I say that is graphically massive upgrade. Yes, I had to go and upgrade my 7-year-old graphics card, but so be it. Right, probably about time I upgraded that anyway. And tactically, there is so much going on. I think Van Strophoff has made an outrageous save, and the game's cut in here, which is interesting. Anyway, Senior into Corn. I've got a funny feeling we're about to concede. They've been the better side. Barrett wins, and it falls back to Goulding. Okay, come on, guys. He's put it over the bar again. Tactics, though, there's so much creativity, and like as long as you can find what kind of works in the match engine, you can do a lot of different things. So, yeah, I think, I've seen a lot of people having success where they're playing 4-2-3-1 and then playing like 4-2-2 at the back. I've seen a lot of people play 4-3-3 and move into 5 at the back, and it works for them. And I'm seeing a lot of what happened to me at Chelsea, where you're playing like systems that would work on FM24, 23, 22, and they're just woeful in the match engine as well. Not our best game here, it has to be said. Maidenstone have probably come here and really have dominated. But at the moment, it is currently still 0-0 as they're coming forward again. But Ewan wins the ball. If we were to make another signing, it would be at defensive midfielder, just to make sure Ewan is not playing. But he's pretty good in this position. Popola's there. Ball in. Yumra falls down. And then somehow Yearman does not score. It's a great save from their keeper. And just like that, it's still 0-0. Unfortunate. Probably should have scored then. And it is still 0-0. We did see attacking went really well, so we might go attacking because we don't want a replay of this game. I'm going to tell them it was far from unacceptable. I will go attacking in like the 55th minute and try and go at them because we should be a better side than them. But they have definitely come and played a better brand of football than what they played against us previously. Sears, Ewan loses out again. And they're just winning everything in the middle of that park. Bartley stands his man up and says, "Not today, Junior." And our captain, Havlin, can calm it down and finds a Welch Hayes who sits. That ball finds Barrett in that inside forward role. Yumra from distance, wasn't far. Not really finding those overlapping runs or underlapping runs from our attacking midfielders, though. So, yeah, not particularly been our best game. I am going to move us into attacking, though, because we should be a better side than them. And it did work last time out. I have been swearing black and blue, though, that balance is the best and attacking is really not that great. But we'll see how we go here on attacking. Match momentum. Sort of backing it up that we're doing okay. Apparently we're taking too many long shots. I will turn that on too, see if we can just hold that ball that little bit more. But so far, it's not particularly happening, is it? We haven't had a chance in a while, so I'm going to move back to balanced. I'm also going to do this. Popola's had a stinker. Barrett's going to go back to the wide forward as well. I don't think that experiment has worked. We're going to get Lawson on one side, which is perfectly fine. And we're going to get Harriet on the other side. Yearham's also picked up a knock. So we're going to move and get Ferdinand in there, and I'm just going to move Ewan further forward and get Ferdinand back a line where he prefers it. 3 changes made. 75th minute. We've moved back into the balance system, back into a wide forward. We'll see if there's a highlight here. And straight away with those changes, look at the shots come straight away. Back on balance, we went from not having a shot to 13. So we went from 9 to 13, and with the wide forward, we're creating again. So probably experiment over there for Barrett. Lawson in that wide forward role, driving. Look at the midfielders getting in the box now too. Good ball back stick. Yumra's there. Didn't jump. Have got it on floated crosses, I think, by memory. Oh, that's a ball! What a save. Apparently it was offside. Holden with a world-class save. What a cross. Probably should have hit the back of the net, though. That's a bit unfortunate. 84th minute, still 0-0, which is not what we want. I did not want a replay. An FA Cup replay in the 4th round would not be good away from home. But the game's not over, and the highlight's not over, so who knows what's going to happen here. I'll tell you what, Golding, Welch. Why are we seeing this? Is he going to send him off? He sent him off. Right, well, boys. Well. Just going to do that. Team instruction is going to be out of possession. Is to probably just go to standard. Standard. Mid-block and a mid-block. And probably just the left flank. And can we go on time waste at much more? And confirm those changes. Wow, did not see that coming. A red card, don't do it. The board would be very angry at us as a highlight in the 88th minute. We go long. Can Umrah maybe win something by himself? He can't. And this is where we could hurt us. Ferdinand got a tackle in and then lost it. Here we go. Wow. Well, the board's not going to be happy. We conceded in the 90th minute. We went down to 10 men. I don't know how the referee sent him off. It wasn't like it was a goal-scoring opportunity. It was wide. It wasn't a slide tackle where it was double-footed or anything. Hey, yeah, boys. Hey, yeah. Very attacking. And let's just get men forward now. This is not what we wanted to see. This is not good, boys. Thank you very much for the raid. As we're about to get knocked out here in the FA Cup 4th round qualifying. This is not a joke, is it? We beat Maidenstone away from home in the league. 2-0. Red card and conceded. And I think we're out of the cup, boys. Oh, lads. The board ain't going to be happy. We are out in the 4th qualifying round. Oh, no. Oh, no. Uram's out for 1 to 2 days. You're telling me he had to come off injured for 1 to 2 days? Thank you, Geppetto. Always good to see you. I'll answer your question in a second, Nick. Let's see what the board think of that? They say it's failed. Are they like upset with it? We'll go forward a day because it could be buggy. I just had so much PTSD after getting sacked for the first time with Chelsea. And let's go back now to the club and the board. Still showing me as a B. So yeah, they're not happy that we didn't reach it, but it's still showing that we're all right. I think we now have to make sure that we make the playoffs to keep our job. That's for sure. Like, if you go on a cup run and then we come on 8th, we'd probably still keep our job. So yeah. Oh well, look, not how I thought this episode was going to go when I loaded in to do this episode. I thought we'd lose to Worthing and then beat Maidstone, but instead we've beaten Worthing in a thriller to go only 3 points behind them and give them their first loss this season. And then we have conceded a 90th minute goal after getting an 89th minute or 88th minute red card. And it is finished with us winning a game and losing a game. We're out of the FA Cup. It allows us to focus on the league. If you've enjoyed today's episode, give it a like, to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And as always, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you and goodbye. All right, that's that episode done. What the frick just happened there? Well, no cup run for us. I don't know if that's the tactics' fault. Like, it just beat the team that's top and then just lost to the team that is, like, in 16th. So I don't know if that's the tactics' fault or not. In terms of your question, Nick. Yeah, I can shout out. Don't stress. I can shout out. Give me a sec. In terms of your question, Nick, I think it's good. Do I think it's worth buying? If you have disposable income, yes. If you don't have disposable income, I would not. And what I mean by that is that the game is definitely not complete and there's a lot of bugs, but it's pretty decent. I think graphically and tactically, it's a massive upgrade and it's fantastic. I'm actually struggling a little bit tactically. Not going to lie. I am struggling a little bit tactically. Here we go. Bored concerned. We got to the 4th round. We conceded a 90th minute goal. We're in a whisker away from getting a replay. What do you want? Probably for me just to win that game. We got the pretty bad draw. Anyhow. Yeah. Not great. All well and good. There's definitely some things, but it's a better game. Fitness, cool, Maidenhead, Dorking, all that sort of stuff. We need to go through some scout reports, actually. So this guy's 16. Did I just see that right? That you're a 16-year-old? He just genned out of nowhere as a 16-year-old. Cool. Well, you're coming in on trial. Couple weeks, sure. Come be part of the 18s at a minimum, mate, John. I know we can't really hold too many people because of our wage, but yeah. So cool. Keep reporting. Straight off the bat, I need to know general information, who's on a free and who's not. Scout transfer. Yeah. No, I need scout position, but I also need see, this is not customizable. I need to know if they're on a free or not. What we can do is just go scout transfer, and if you're not on a free, we're just going to not even bother. Like, you guys are all well and good. Probably, Jack Sponge, but he's probably likely going to go up. So we're just going to disregard. Now we go back to this, and now we go and have a look. This guy's outrageous. So Max is apparently a fantastic winger. And Max is really good. Was at Liverpool, Max Walton. Never known. I've watched youth games at Liverpool Football Club. How are you not somewhere? Jesus Christ, he's a leading. Look, Max, what would it take? Would you even come in as a trialist first before we even look at contracts? Sure. He's really good for this level. He would change the game. Pressing fullback, I don't need it. Callum McDonald's 27. I've got left backs galore. So Callum McDonald we're going to discard. Dominic's a pressing fullback on the right-hand side. He's 28. Forest Green, so a division above. Apparently he's very excellent sort of level. I would say that. Jack's a DM and we do need a DM. Jack's 30 and is a DM. He's a deeper line playmaker and then out of the balls is screaming. So he's exactly what we need. Jack's exactly what we need. He's a little slow, but he's exactly what we need. He can mark, he can pass, he's got technique. Technically, he can tackle for this level. He's got very good mentals. Jack was at Northampton for a long time and Fleetwood for a long time. Came through at Preston. Played, League One football before he was released. So, he was playing in League One and now he can't find a club. Jack, to me, is someone we definitely take on trial here for a week as well. Definitely need a DM. That's the thing. We need a DM. Joe Duffy was on this list previously, a 21-year-old at Norwich. He's more of I'm an aggressive midfielder, and we kind of got them. We probably could get away with a lack of pace at this level. Duffy was at Norwich. Is what is. I don't mind the look of Duffy. I just think he's going to want too much money. Sam Ling is a 28-year-old. I'm not going to be interested in you. You're not good enough. And Josh Harrop. Why does that name ring a bell? Man United. Played a game for Man United. Really? Played in League One last year. Josh Harrop, 29 years of age. Would be a winger. And would be fairly usable. Offer him a trial for a couple of weeks. Josh Harrop is really good if you could tie him down to a deal. If you look at our recruitment and you look at our transfer budget, we've got none. We've only got 2.7. We've only got 1.1k of wage available. Which is, interesting. Going to save the game, as we could get a crash. Always happens, but we could get a crash. We're going to quick pick the 11 because we have a few injuries and whatever. And we've got combined information there. So we got Van Stoff, Harriet. I'm actually going to reload this 4-3-3 before we made those changes. Yeah, awesome. Prefer you as a channel forward, mate. As well. Save that over the 4-3-3 again. So we made a change and moved back to an inside winger on that side and no good. What? Are you telling me we didn't... Oh my God, it's not save the... I saved the changes, you dumb game. Has that gotten rid of all my player roles? Madonna, I saved this. Katsui or Manaya. Katsui or Manaya. I saved this. Right, whatever. I'll fix it after the next game. Hello. What the hell? I had the tactic. I made tactical changes to it. Right? I saved it. Twice. And then I've gone and loaded it in and it's loaded up the previous iteration of it like 2 ago. Madonna, man. If we lose down to that, fucking dumb. I need to go to the toilet. Fuck me. I bloody saved that, man. I wouldn't. It's just annoying. So this is what the old 4-3-3 was. When we first built it and made changes, which won games but was really open. And the kick clash is awful. They don't know what to do with these kick clashes. I still think the channel forward's better than the attacking midfielder, which probably was a better change. And then, yeah. I don't know if I would recommend the game just yet. Somewhere in between this first iteration and what we had previously built that beat Worthing is probably where we need to sit. Just don't understand. I saved it 3 freaking times, man. Anyhow, it is what it is. One thing I will do is move that to a fullback. Because I think the holding fullback is not that great. Big game, by the way. Dorking, really good side. Mark White, obviously, in charge there. The Instagram/Facebook team that they have in the long leagues with all that stuff that comes out. Don't know if they have a YouTube channel. Probably do. But yeah, Dorking should be in and around promotion. It's really annoying, boys. It's not a known bug. I might report it, but it's not the first time I've saved a tactic, gone a reload, and it hasn't even loaded. Like, I loaded in the 4-4-2 tactic that we had over this, and it still said it was playing 4-3-3. So there's a lot of bugs. It's not a complete game, but the reason why I like the game and I'm so bullish is because you can see the potential for what could happen with this game. Like, once they ironed out all the bugs and once they've got everything fixed and once they got through these little loading lags, because my computer now, after spending an extra K, should not be lagging at all, right, with the recommended specs. My computer could play like Halo or Destiny on max graphics now. No problems. We still get a little bit of lag. The kick clashes stuff. There's no data hub data, really. Like, you can't look at past maps. You have to go into about 15 different tables to get the XG table, that sort of stuff. And like, now we're copying lag, and we shouldn't be copying any lag, as Popola gets in the area. Ball in. And Matt Robertson scored. I think what we're going to do is recreate it, but keep the channel midfielders. At Liverpool, my channel midfielders were insane. And then all I've been seeing on YouTube for the last 2 days is how these attacking midfielders in a 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1 are like insane, as in that role. And I'm like, yeah. I'm seeing a lot of this, though, where it's a lot of, like, deflected shots and whatever. Everyone's scoring these nice tap-ins, and I'm like, I'm copying so many blocks. Again, by the way, the wide target forward with an assist. It just they're either going to have a really good game or a really bad game because they can't play it. But, yeah. Barrett doesn't win. And I was hoping that was one of our players, but it wasn't. Go, Barrett. Problem is he's tracking. Go, Barrett. Get him, Barrett. Run, Barrett. They've hit the post. What did I witness? What did Popola do here? Oh, go watch what my winger does. This should never happen. Watch what my winger does when this ball hits the post. Look at him. Goes straight to him. And he tries to do some spin move and flinches. Are you okay, game? Katsuil, Manaya. Katsuil, Manaya. It was just the game was programmed for them to score and then fed that out. It's just dumb. So Ewan in the DLP drops all the way back there to create another passing lane. I love that. And look at the width for the wide forward. And then he'll come inside. And like in the end, he probably should cross and he shoots. I don't think we're getting promoted this year. Personally, I don't think we're good enough. But I think we can make the playoffs. And lose in the playoffs. I just hope they give me another job. They give me a chance after that. Anyway, 87th minute, Yearam. Backstick ball. And they're on the break. Because, yeah. Look at this. Alright, we lose 2-1. Fuck's sake. Save me, Van Step. He's hit the bar. And we don't jump over the ball this time. We get lucky. All because it was an under-hit ball in the box. It's a pretty good point away from home against the side we just played, but yeah. I'm going to tell him, if you look at the numbers, we would have won the game, but I don't think we would have. Anyhow, here's what it is. It's a good point. Worthing win again, though. Right. Accept the trial. Accept the trial. Accept the trial. So they all would want to come on trial with us, which is pretty cool, right? Save the game before there's a crash. You have to do this in case there's a crash. If you are watching on YouTube, by the way, hit the like button. Would love to get the 5 likes on the live stream. It might already be there, for all I know. I haven't even checked. Maybe we're already there. Let's have a look, shall we? Quickly. Let's go have a look very quickly if we're already there or not. Don't even have it open because it lags a little bit. We're on 4 likes and apparently 2 dislikes. So 2 people have not liked this stream, which is interesting. To those 2 people, thank you very much. That's not great. I will say our FM26 beta, our first one, our 12-hour stream, by the way, 55 likes, 6 dislikes. And I think it was longer than that, and then YouTube have cut it because it couldn't compute anymore. 13 hours. But yeah. 2 people have disliked. Probably for me getting angry. But you're here for the anger, lads. You're here for the anger. Let's be honest. All right. Decline. All right. So this is Jack Sowerby, the defensive midfielder. He's very good. They reckon he's a good National League player. I would love to know how much he wants because he would make a massive upgrade. Max Walterman is like next level. He's like, just pick me, play me, do whatever you want to me. Max Walterman is like better than Harrop, I would say. And Harrop's not even as good. Interesting. So, yeah. And then this John Cotton guy is like got potential, but what sort of potential? Could improve a lot, but it doesn't say about what his potential actually could be. Yeah, I don't know. Look, Max is the best player because he's so well-rounded, he's naturally fit. You know, he can do a lot of things. But yeah. I still think we need to go after Jack Sowerby because we need a defensive midfielder and he plays the exact role. First things first, let's just go and make sure that this tactic saves. So let's go do what I had to do again. Cool. Let's go do what I have to do yet again. All right. It is... How are you, Limping Villain? Good to see you. I've heard such negative reviews. A question over on the Twitch channel. And if you are watching on YouTube, give it a like. Do subscribe to the YouTube channel, of course. Hello, mate. Long time no speak. Good to see you, Limping Villain, as I just said. Honest opinions on the game. I've heard such negative reviews. What I'm about to do now is a negative, for sure. You save a tactic, and then you make some tweaks. You go, that didn't work, and you want to load back to the previous tactic. If you did that on the same day, it will go back to when you first saved the tactic. So, like, I loaded in this morning, right, to play a 4-3-3, right? We already had one built, Maidenhead FC. I made tactical tweaks, played with it. It was like, this is good, so I saved a copy. I even saved the copy on stream when we started the stream. I then made some other changes, like, that didn't work as well, let me change back, and it's loaded back to the first version. And it's like, no, from when I saved it, just now. There's also some flow issues in the UI, which is definitely an issue, and there is some bugs that will crash the game, but it's definitely been a lot more stable of late. There is so many positives, though, that it outweighs the negatives for me, personally. Even though, tactically you can get a little bit frustrated. You see some stuff in the match engine that's a little bit funny, but that's always been like on FM. Just visually, it's insane. The fact you can go into this much in depth with about in possession, out of possession tactics is insane. So yeah, I think the game, if they can eke out the multiple clicks to get into multiple areas, if they can fix the data hub so we can actually see data, not these little polygons that they have and that's it. Like, even some of the graphs don't even have a Y or X axis, so you can't even tell what it's saying. So you're like, cool, thank you for that. Because you can't interpret the data because you see nothing. But what they have is a game that is not complete, not finished, but what they have is a game that has so much potential. And it's brilliant. All right, with that being said, let's go and make some changes here to the tactic, right? So centre-back, ball-playing centre-back, I'm okay with this. I don't really have a ball-playing centre-back. I wonder if these two switch around if it's better. It's not, so just leave them as they were, please. Thank you. Cool. First things first is we need to do what we need to do out of possession, which was tackle harder. So tackle harder, cool. And we need to go to tackle harder. What I didn't like was Sears' risky passes into the deeper line playmaker because that was cross goals. But I didn't mind him staying wider, so we're now going to go with that and make that change. But the build up, taking more risks was no good. It probably what they were expecting or what the community was expecting. I got a tactic for you. I'm doing okay. I'm currently second, Mogil. Just that I still don't think we're playing our best football, but definitely shoot out the tactic and share it. I'm more than happy to have a look into it because there's probably some similarities, which is really good. But anyway, now I have to do this again. I've got nothing going on here just from tackle harder. Goalkeeper will tackle harder too because, good old football manager always makes sure it tackles harder, right? Cool. So this guy doesn't do anything, tackles harder. In terms of actual movement and stuff, I don't really care. Yeah, so basically, back to my old point before we get back into rebuilding the tactic again, is everyone expected this complete, flashy, fresh, oh my God, it's so beautiful, the best FM of all time, etc. Right? Now, this is a beta. They used to call it an early access because the game was complete and you could have it earlier if you paid for it. And this is a beta, which is and onwards of the alpha. We had a comment in here saying, welcome, fellow alpha tester. It feels a bit like that. It's very rough. But the reason why they've done that is so they could get 2 weeks of data so they can fix it for the full game. People don't understand that. They're like, oh, we're so used to this perfect football manager coming out. We're so used to this old system that was brilliant. My comment was that if we had the old UI and the old everything, but just the updated tactics and graphics, this would be the best FM of all time. I will stand by that. But what they've done is made it more console friendly and there's more people playing on console now than ever before. So they have to. And what they've done is they then have got these PC players like the hardcore like myself and they're like, how do we keep them engaged and get the screens? And they haven't really found a way. So there is potential where if they figure that out in terms of the flow of clicking around in the game, fix these bugs, which I'm sure these bugs will all get fixed by the full game release, or there would be, it's coming out, but we're going to do a patch early on. Look at FIFA. EA Sports release a game, and within 2 hours there's a patch, and within a week it's another patch, because they realise the game's broken, right? It's going to happen here. They've come to a new system, a new way of coding in order to get the game and get the game to work. The developers probably have not worked with this system before, you can tell, because they don't know what's going on. And yeah, I'm, bullish that they will figure it out. And once they figure it out, there's potential for this FM to be good. You got to also remember, this is the first FM that they have built on Unity. FM26 is going to be better. FM27 is going to be better. I'm going to say right now, FM28, 29, FM30 is probably going to be the best FMs of all time. Because I will get there. So you've got to take it for what it is. But anyhow. All right, let's go back to rebuilding the tactics. So that's all fine. We go to a screening defensive midfielder, if we could please. Thank you. We like a screening one. He does absolutely nothing. And then with the ball, that is perfectly fine. Could go to a defensive midfielder as well, but that's fine. Channel midfielders for me are the best. So I'm going to keep going with the channel mids. And they're going to trigger press more often out of possession. And they're going to tackle harder, because that's what you should do, is tackle harder. Yeah, we can do it that way. As you can see, look how many clicks it is to just make changes. Mark tighter. Cool. And I'm hoping that's made the same changes here. Nope. So now are we good? And then now are we good? Good. Beautiful. Nice. Cool. Channel forward's doing that. That's fine. All well and good. I'm trying to remember what else I had to do. All right. So Barrett is going to be as an out-and-out winger with the wide forward role. All right. And is going to press more often. And is going to tackle harder. Is going to not stay wider or do anything because he's in that wide target forward role, and is going to mark a specific position, which we've already done this, and that is the left back of the marker position, and that is the left back of the opposition. So he tracks back that little bit more. He's on the right-hand side. And now to make sure that actually worked, because you'd be surprised how often that does not work. But there we go, right? And then again, press more often. Tackle harder. And we're going to go and get him to mark the right back. This is what we used to do on old previous FMs, and it seems to be working again. And I'm actually going to get him as a winger and just tell him to do both. Not going to keep him as an outlet, but not going to tell him to come back. I don't want to overcommit people, but I'm also happy to leave him out there as the out ball, which could work. And then I think we're good. By memory, we are now okay. So the only changes that we've made now is the channel forwards that are the attacking midfielders. Because we play channel forwards, we tried attacking midfielders, we're going back to channel forwards. Everything else has now changed. We moved back to a screening defensive midfielder and a deeper line playmaker. I could move to a DM as well, and just a defensive midfielder and say, hey, play the ball. Yeah. Because operating in the space between the defense and the midfield, the deeper line playmaker aims to initiate movement via pinpoint passes, etc. As a defensive midfielder, he's more careful and in front of the team's defense to help protect them from counter-attacking threats, but will also still play the ball around. So he'll sit and be more defensively minded. And considering how far further forward my players are, I might actually end up moving into that, which means yet again that Yuin can't play this role because he's not a good defensive midfielder. To be fair, Yuin could probably play as a channel forward and actually just get him further forward, right? Is probably something that we could do to get him in the team if I really wanted to. But we could do that. And I think that is the system that we would play. I'm still a big believer that these wide forwards are the best role. Because when we have tried inside forwards, they do nothing. Literally nothing. They just sit there and do nothing. They don't get a goal. They don't know how to get forward. And the wingers didn't do enough in terms of being a goal threat. But these wide forwards seem to do really good. So yeah, yet again, we're going to do that. Centre-backs doing nothing. Full-backs are full-backs. And I think the only thing that we need to make sure is Caesar staying wide. Everybody watch with me. Save game. 4-3-3 Maidenhead. Save. Confirm. Save game. Right? We're all seeing the same thing. Cool. Done. I'm also going to save the actual game. And any time I try to get something out of my wingers, just tell me not to. My only issue is that my wingers are meant to be really good, and I'm not getting much out of them, but the average ratings of them are over a 7. It's just that I can't get them to dominate. It's like one game they're really good, and then 2 games they're really bad, and then 1 game they're really good. And yeah. All right, back to the squad. back to the squad. I don't know when our next game is, to be fair. We play in a couple of days, so what we're going to do is to the squad is we're going to try and keep that starting 11 and just training rest a couple of days. That's what we're going to do. Try and keep that starting 11. Is when you look at our team, it's definitely DM where we need the position. Like, it's definitely defensive midfield where we need the upgrade. We should have, what's his name, back as well. We have Hayes back, which is really good. So Hayes comes in for, let's go Lawson just for now and do that with Bailey. And he comes straight back in, and he's very good, right? Very good at what he does. Hayes. Bailey on the other side's pretty good. Dawson needs to be pick 7. Ewan needs to be here. And then we need to make sure that we get our wingers to the bench as well, which is Lawson and Harriet. Don't know why they went on the bench. Lawson and Harriet. And now I've got my best 11. You also can't save selections, which is a bit annoying. But they will do that eventually. They've got more things in there now, but yeah. Here's what it is. If it wasn't for those wide forward roles, we would be okay out wide as well. But that role seems to create the best. If I can actually find an actual wide forward that is technically good enough to play wide forward, that'd be great. But we're not going to find that until we're in the Prem. But yeah, that's my team. Let's go and have a look at what we need. I think we need the DM. When you're looking at the team here, defensive midfield is where we lack. Like, Ferdinand's 33 is not that good. Ewan can play DM, whatever. Pitchard's out for another 2 months. He's not really a DM. He's more of a midfielder. And Pitchard probably will come back into the team over Matt Robertson, who is pretty good, but he's not a DM either. So I think it's the defensive midfielder that we need. Before we sign the defensive midfielder that we have on trial, let's go and get one. So Jack is here, and Jack's really good. So he's 4-star. He's a good player for the division above. I would love to see if we could find maybe a 22-year-old who's maybe a good player for this division but has potential to be a League 2, if we could find it. So let's go scouting, boys, because this is non-league and this is what you got to do. So we've got Duffy in the list, obviously, as well, and we got Harrop. Just got to acknowledge, and look, Duffy's really good, but he's not a defensive midfielder. It's actually not a defensive midfielder. So, yeah, do that. Now we have to go scouting, which is perfectly fine by me. I'm happy to go scouting. You're happy to go scouting. All right. We're going to go into player database. And is that keeping my same scouting stuff from last time? It is. Okay, with the 10s. Let's see if one of these two guys are any decent. So this guy is a guy on loan. Interesting. And persuadable is what we've done. Transfer or doubtful. We've got 13 players. On this list. Between the ages of 18 and whatever. There's a free guy, and that's only him. Any of these guys are defensive midfield. One of them is, his name's Luke Tower. Exactly what I'm looking at, Dim, is loans. I think we need to actually just search for a DM. So we're going to clear all this. We're going to go to DM, right? I want someone that's between the ages of 15 and 23, right? Okay. Apparently this guy's got world reputation of 1 star. Let's go have a look. He's not that bad. Where did you come from? Crystal Palace. Played 15 games at Wealdstone and Sully Moors. Decently well-rounded. He's wanted at the moment by Shrewsbury in League 2. Interesting. Considering Shrewsbury just want you, I'm going to offer you a trial here for a week. Just in case. Cool. All right, we've got 67 players that are in our scouting range that we can do a job, right? Out of these 67 players, let's go attributes, highlight key roles, defensive midfield roles, and apparently we can't look for out of possession. So let's look for a defensive midfielder. Just a defensive midfielder. And apparently they're looking for aerial reach as goalkeepers, really? That has to be a bug. That has to be a bug that we're looking at command of area and aerial reach, right? Yeah, okay. Cool. We'll just do it ourselves. That's a good bug. I'm pretty sure they know about that. I reckon I've seen that somewhere. I think for me, marking, passing, tackling are quite important. And I think if you have some strength is quite important. And if you can match 11 in those positions, that would be really good. Out of those 9, sorry, anyone match 8 or 9? If I go to 10, we got 3 people that can match it. We've got 2 30-year-olds and a 22-year-old at Ebbsfleet. Jeff Henrik, he's really good, just nothing. And like you could see why he would be good, right? He's also very good at getting forward. He's more of a box-to-box than anything. Apparently this guy's got 79 caps for Ireland, really? Jeff Henrik. 407 appearances. Look, he's not bad. I don't think we're going to get Jeff Henrik in. Just straight off the bat, it doesn't look like we would. Jack comes up on this list, and he is currently being scouted by us. So there you go. Right? I think now the next question is, these will match 10. If we go to 11, but they match 7 of 9, it's only Jeff Henriks. And if they match 6 of these 9, we've got a couple guys on this list. We got another 33-year-old. We got another 30-year-old. We got Clark at Chelmsford. And we're not including any youngsters, which is important, by the way, because if they're young, they're going to be ready for loan. Still the same guys. Jeff comes up again. Jack comes up again. Starting to think it is him. Not that it has to be young. I'm just trying to look for loanies. So this guy's coming from Reading and he's pretty well rounded. This guy's loan listed at QPR. Iraqi international. He's played for Iraq, so good on you. Played 16 games in the national for Ebbsfleet last year. He could be decent. Don't want to really spend £500. What sort of loan deal would you be looking for? How are you, Y and W Floyd? You're new to the channel. Glad to welcome aboard. You are here with quite a lot of people. We've got the Twitch stream as well as the YouTube stream here at the moment. Thank you very much. Where you're watching from, and thank you for being here. Play centre mid and on the right too. He's well-rounded-ish. He's got 5 determination, which I hate. Hate that he's got 5 determination. Loathe it. His contract's up at the end of the year, so we could be able to get Alex Aurora on a free, which is something that plays on my mind. I also want someone that's a bit tall. So, Tyler Saki at 19, yeah, he's great and all. Oh, well and good. Tyler Saki can play DM. He's 5'5". He's too short. Look at the clubs that want him on loan, though. Some South clubs and some National League clubs. So, he's clearly on this level. Good determination, though. Pretty decent physicals. Can tackle, can mark, can hit a long shot. Yeah, 5'5". 5'5". Taylor Clark, they obviously don't want to get rid of him at Chelmsford. He would be nice. Alex Aurora. Rob Howard is on loan. No, he's a free at Oxford City. As in Oxford is in, okay, not the actual Oxford I was thinking of. I was going to say, English guy, 5'11". This guy called Henry Ottering. He would be good. Now, you might be thinking, why would he be good? He would be good because he's very quick for the level and he's got pretty good mentals. Like, he would be not bad, even though the game doesn't reckon. I reckon he would be. Can Jack take a set piece? No, he can't. That would actually be something to look at if he could take a set piece. He can't either. Can Aurora take a set piece? He's got 11 free kick taking, which could be really good for us. I don't even know. I need to look at my set pieces a little bit more. I'm starting to think it's Alex Aurora as much as I don't like it. Because he's played an international game of football. He's got pretty well-rounded stats. There's a lot of nines. Like, what's 9 or above at 22? That's the important one, right? Because they'll get the 10 and 11, which will be really good for the ability above. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. It's got 22 total stats that are 9, right? You might be thinking, why is that important? It means he's well-roundedly okay for the National League levels. And if he plays a full amount of football for me and does well, right, he will develop. And then if they all get to 10 and they all get to 11, all of a sudden he's like a really well-rounded player that could play League 2 football, is kind of my thinking. I can't get a scout report because we don't have enough money. Am I taking him on trial? Make an offer. What sort of loan deal are you looking? Would you take £0? No, I want a loan. And I want a free loan. I can't really afford to pay any of that. Yeah. I can't withdraw the offer. That's the problem, is that I can't really afford to pay anything. Season 1, so we're in the National League South. I don't know if this guy's good enough. And he's 5'5". He's 5'5". And we can't compare players. Like, it's broken. Maybe they've patched it. But it's pretty broken. Where's Jack? Because I don't even know who's who. Right here. I don't know who's who. I would imagine Jack is on the right-hand side. But it doesn't highlight anything. Physically, Tyler Saki is better. Mentally, Jack's better. Set pieces, I don't really care. Technically, better is Jack. Jack's got good marking, good passing, decent tackling, good technique. Yeah. Look, before we even look at this, if we were to make an offer for loan, they would want, could I go with 0? He would actually want to play as a defensive midfielder, which would work. If I was to do that, would you let him come? I can't afford that. I can't even type in there. Oh, beautiful. We can type. Don't know who Jack Wells Morris was. Oh, he was the other trialist that we looked at. I've got to love long league scouting. Ooh, hello, Jack. Hello, Jack. Oh, hello, Jack. Dim was thinking about Jack Sowerby, but he's just been upstaged by Jack Wells Morrison. We found a better Jack, we did. Can play defensive midfield, which is outrageous, and then can play screening midfielder. Please. Okay, we have to go for this. This is make or break of season right now. We have to go for this. Hopefully he takes a pretty cheap contract, because I can't really afford too much. I want you playing at the weekend, mate. Ask the agent. We might be able to get this done. We might be able to get this done. We might be able to get this done. You will be a star player because you're going to be one of our best, Jack. That is fine. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Look. I need this lower. Oh, you bastard. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Our budget is bugged as well. Overview. Budget. We've got 1.1k available if it looks at it. We're guaranteed 1.3. Ay. Just think it's too much money. Fucking hell. Alright, whatever. And if the board gets upset, the board gets upset. We just start releasing people, right? Zero unhappy players. Dynamics is good, and we're starting to learn team cohesion, so I reckon we're going to get better. Who's the highest earner? That is the question, actually. That is a very good question, Dim. I'm not even sure. Highest earner in the team is Miles Wetch, who is our best player at 1.1. Then it's Matt Robinson, who I don't think is that good. And then it's this guy at 1.1, and he's woeful. I don't want to really release him on a free. Plus you got to also remember he's a pretty good backup. But yeah, he's not staying at the end of this year. If we could just get through this year without getting sacked, and I'm a little bit worried because we got knocked down in the fourth qualifying round of the FA Cup, and they want me to reach the FA Cup proper. And I know if I finish like 7th and scrap into the playoffs and then get knocked out, they probably sack me. But if I can finish like 4th and then still lose in the playoffs, they'll probably keep me. I just think it's a tight line. But yeah. Because he doesn't get into my starting 11. And look, he doesn't even get into my bench. Like, where is he? It's Emmanuel. Like, Emmanuel's okay, but he's not great. And he shouldn't be on this much money. That's pretty ridiculous. Must be in real life. He's an absolute baller in real life. And like they're one of their best players, but the game doesn't recognise it. This guy, K, by the way, is on loan here. So we don't have to pay those wages next year. Stewart apparently is on £875 a week. Nah, right. He's not even that good. Oh my God. If I could terminate these guys, I would, but I don't think we should. Noah Stewart's got good determination, so he will develop at some point, but he's not going to be good enough. He doesn't play. Harriet's on 800. Again, whatever. Like, 800's okay, but it's nothing crazy. A lot of these guys' contracts do expire this year. Like, we could get promoted and half this team could be sold. Interesting. Anyhow, that's your answer, and that just blew my mind. Reading respond to Saki offer. Good morning, A1 Ward. Where are you watching from? What was the offer? View offer. They want 2.4 and whatever. Withdraw the demands. Yes, I am not doing that. In the UK, awesome. Yeah, Jack is going to definitely be our guy, and he'll be here for 2 years, so we're going to get him next year no matter what. So even if we don't go up this year, which I don't think's happening. And the reason why I don't think it's happening is we haven't dominated this season. Like, it's hard to tell, but if you go to the XG table, for instance, we should be second, which we are just, right? And if you look at Worthing, they're pretty good. But if you look at us compared to Dorking and compared to a few of these other clubs, Totten are 23rd and they should be 5th, by the way. Look how lucky Totten's been. They should be 23rd and they're 5th. Oh, there you go, mate. Doing one with your local club. Good to see. That's really unlucky after 10 games. I would be fuming. At least we're not there. Like, at the moment, we're doing all right, but because we got knocked out in the 4th qualifying round, the board's not particularly, like, over the moon with us, which is a little annoying, and we really should have been in Maidenstone. Thank you very much for the follow as well, A1 Ward. If you... If you do, if you're not able to watch every stream, I do have a lot of UK viewers, and this is the main reason why I do this, especially when it comes to like these big rebuilds like Partner Prem, etc. You can go to my YouTube. I do release content. The first episode of this save will be out on November the 5th or November the 4th. When the full game comes out, even though we started it in the beta. I've got another beta save of Liverpool coming out on the YouTube very briefly. But yeah, if you ever want to stay up to date, there. And I do stream on YouTube as well. And the main reason is so I can put all those live streams in a playlist for you guys to watch back as well. Because I understand I have a lot of friends in the UK that want to watch and they can't because of time zones and work and whatever. And that's how they keep up to date. So yeah, if you and you enjoy the content and you want to stick around, and then you can't make a stream or two, this is probably how you can find what's going on. But cheers, mate, for the follow and welcome aboard. Okay, I think we've got our centre defensive midfielder. Now it's just a question of is he coming in now. We've got East Borough, who are... I'm finding it okay. It's a little bit hit and miss in areas, but it's not bad. East Borough 7-8. We should be winning. 3 players improved. Some players did not train well. I love how it doesn't tell you. It says that Ewan's in developing. Mitchell isn't developing. But yeah, I'm like, who's the 3 players that are developing? I don't know. To me, it says Sam Barrett's developing, which, by the way, he is, according to this, but according to this, he's not. Screen navigation, honestly. I was just trying to use my arrow keys with this, and it won't let you use your arrow keys. Yeah, it says 3 players developing, and I don't know who's developing because it doesn't tell me. The only one that tells me it's developing is here. Where's Sears? That's the question. Where's Sears? He probably didn't train because he's on that part-time contract of his. Pula. Yeah, anyhow, doesn't matter. Oh, there he is, Corey Sears. I'm saying he hasn't really developed, but I would say he is. We're going to train him to get further forward as well. Really need to make sure we tie down Sears. Oh, he's in, boys. He's in. New signing. He's in. Just in time for this game. Jack's in. Now that we've only got the league to play for, I am barely rotating this season. I'm going to ask Barrett to welcome me in. Yep, perfect. Thank you. Awesome. Where is he? Bang. Outrageous. When I look at my midfield now, that's a big upgrade. The left back's learning. The two centre backs are okay. The right back is arguably one of my best players. Yearman on loan is one of my best players. Robertson's okay. When Pitchard comes back in, he comes in. Right, Barrett is really decent, just playing in a weird role. Same with Popola, and Yumra's one of the best strikers in the league. I will say with Yumra and his performances and his form, I think he's better as a channel forward, but he did score some goals as a actual complete forward. He's probably a bit better in that role up front, isn't he? I prefer the channel forward is what I'm saying. But I think he prefers the complete forward or the centre forward. Like, runs in the channels, and I think it's important when you're a single striker to run into the channels. But maybe if he stays centrally, it allows the two channel midfielders to get into that space. So maybe we go with that. That's one... I'm tweaking it so much because I want it to work. And I can't find a tweak that I'm happy with. Like, when we look at it, Popola and Sears have a pretty good understanding, right? We look at it out of possession, they have a good understanding. We look at both. Our two midfielders have a good understanding, and Yearman and that. Just in case we changed anything there, we saved the game again. I'm very cautious with the potential of crashes. Oh, team instruction. That's what I was wondering why our intensity is low. All instructions. We have to do this. We need to change that back to balance because, of course, the tactic didn't save from before. That's fine. We need to progress the ball down both flanks as well because I found that was really helpful. So both flanks, pass in the space, patience, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Encourage, keep the ball in play, counter, less often, much higher and shorter. Cool. Out of possession. All instructions. Out of possession. Higher, higher, much higher. Higher line, much more counter press, tackle harder, get stuck in, and there we go. Done. And that just gets you up to that higher level. Save this again. Right, for those that are wondering why we're saving this so much is we fixed all this at the start of today's stream, saved it 4 times, loaded it back because I made a couple of changes that I wasn't happy with, and it loaded back to when I created it 2 days ago. And I'm like, what's going on? I'm just going to make sure that my player roles are all okay. They look fun. Okay, cool. Jack needs a number. Mate, what number are we going to give you? 6 is not gone. 23 is my number. You can wear the famous 23 for sure, mate. Wear the famous 23 this season. We do have 3 midfielders that are really decent, so yeah. Can't remember if he's playing DM or deeper line playmaker, but we'll work that out. And I prefer the DM role for him. Go out there, and go out there and do the job. I need a lock door outside. That's pretty important too. Just want to have a look quickly at this. He's on the DM and the screening, which is good. All right. Cancel that. Back to the game. I'll be right back in just a second. Don't go anywhere. Also need to flick this light on too. Turn on, please. Thank you. Right, we've got a highlight. We do. Is it our highlight? It's Robinson. It's Sears. And away we go. No, I'm Australian, mate. Sears. Popola. Ball in the box, buddy. Good ball. Barrett. Oh, it's hit the post and come out. Good football. Unlucky. Good ball back stick too. We're dominating here. Like we should be. Great ball back stick. Fortunately, not the goal. Should win that. Morrison. First thing we've seen Jackie Boy does. He storms in and wins the ball back. I love it. Good ball. Robinson out the other side. Look at the fullback. Yes. Now look at Barrett. Take him on, Barrett. That's a foul. Book him. Show him the cheese. Show him the cheese. How's that a highlight? Show him the cheese. They're playing 4-4-2 without the ball and playing 3 at the back with the ball. Interesting. Well, we've been the better side, but we can't say we scored, which is a bit annoying. We'll go attacking later doors if we need to. At home for sure. I'm going to leave it on balance for now, though. I do think we create more unbalanced. I want us to work the ball in the box. I don't like that. Prefer us trying to be more balanced or shoot when there's an opportunity. That's a foul. And apparently we don't get to see the free. Why are we seeing fouls? Key highlight is on. Interesting. Sears' ball isn't the worst. Now they're going to hit us on the break, I reckon. Look at this. Look at their one moment. Lucky. One moment just like that. Down the other end. I am happy with how they dominated the ball. But we can't afford to lose. Or draw, really. But stays as it is, I am going to go into an attacking system, I think. And try and actually go at them. Or attacking mentality. But yeah. Whatever. Whatever. No one knows how to make a tackle. We're 1-0 down. Beautiful. Nothing I try works, man. All my tactics are shit. Like, what is this? It didn't just runs past the ball. Just disgustingly disgusting today. Need a goal. Side netting. Oh my, Madonna mia, cazzo io. Gonna lose 1-0 to a wonder goal where the guys run 60 metres and we can't even bring him down. Turnover, yeah, brilliant. It's had 70% possession too. Watch this guy make it 2-0. We're in trouble. Dominated the game here too. Fucking hell, man. Look at this. Look at this. Match momentum as well. You just cop so many FMings on this fucking game. It's ridiculous. Cop so many FMings on this game. Oh, no. Attend. I didn't mean to delegate. It doesn't matter. Continue on, whatever. I don't think I'll get sacked for delegating that type of press conference. Just going to delegate to my assistant. I don't really care. Not good at all, boys. We're not in a good spot at all at the moment. I'm going to make some changes out wide. Both wingers are going to come out. I'm going to get Bailey in for a game as well. And I'm going to get Ewan in over Robinson. Everyone else seems fit and ready to go. Good. I was speaking Italian before. I was swearing in Italian. Makatsui. Just dominate. Just we have the ball. We have chances. We have everything. We can't score. Opposition. They get 2 highlights. They score both times. Cool. I'm going to make a couple of changes here early doors. So I might be thinking, what are these changes that we're going to go with early doors? I'm going to go to positive because that's what they recommended. All right, I didn't really want to do it from middle one, but we'll do it. If they score because I'm trying to make a change, I'll be livid. They're going to score because this is a highlight, right? I'm going to work the ball into the box. And because we haven't been able to score many chances, maybe we need to be that little bit more patient. But yeah. This is what happened at Chelsea. We got sacked, man. We're going to get sacked. This is what happened at Chelsea. We're going to get sacked. Straight away, by the way, we're on balance, barely conceding, but we're barely scoring. We moved to positive straight. Same as what happens to me at Chelsea, right? Well, I was playing on positive or attacking. We just conceded every highlight. And now we're 2-0 down to some team I've never fucking heard of. Like, we're copying the sack. It's ridiculous. The game doesn't understand a tactic at all. Like, the game understands what the CPU's trying to do, but the game doesn't understand anything that your tactics are doing at all. It's ridiculous. Love to see what I'm trying to do. There's no one in the box, bro. Good goal, but there's no one in the box. All I changed, by the way, is I moved to 2 inside forwards. Told us to work the ball in the box and be narrower. I think I said be narrower. I don't know if I said be narrower. Wide players are meant to be so good on this game, but far out, man. Again, they've had 2 shots on target, scored both. I don't know what else I'm meant to do. Really struggling to find a tactic. Really struggling to find a tactic. That's the thing. The only tactic that worked was Liverpool because it was a world-class squad. Even Chelsea, I struggled. And, like, I'm struggling here. Like, this just keeps happening. Ball in the box, and then they just pump one long, and then here you go, and they should score. Like, look at that. We have all this sustained pressure and whatever, and then it's just one long ball. Every time. Doesn't matter if you're in the Premier League or in non-league. It's just one long ball. And then I try a long ball 4-4-2 system. Does nothing. Look at this. I don't know what to do. They've got every highlight since half-time as well. Like, how is he getting that ball? I have a fucking fullback sitting there and it just lets him go over his shoulder. Just dumb. Like, apparently we haven't created a fucking thing today, too. I don't know what to do. 1 minute it works, and next minute it doesn't. 1 minute it works, next minute it doesn't. No tactic works. It works for 2 games and then doesn't work. And then you go, no, your wingers can't create. And then when you try to get your wingers to create, nothing else creates. And then all of a sudden there's holes in the middle of the park. I just fucking got a good fucking 6. Cuts a wheel. I don't want to get sacked. I've never been sacked on FM, and then all of a sudden I get sacked with Chelsea. Now I'm going to get sacked here. Mentality, man. Anytime you go to very attacking, or positive, your team plays like shit. You go to balance, they play okay. But that's not how it should work. Balance, not too bad. Cautious, okay, your team's not that great, but they play on the break. Positive attacking and very attacking means the team should be dominating and creating chances, right? You should concede down the other end, but you should be creating chances. We just have all the ball and just don't create. That's how we create our chances. Ball blocked, falls back to the guy, hits the post. Whatever, bro. All right. I don't want to bin off the 4-3-3 because I know it worked for my Liverpool team. And I don't want to bin it off, but man, nothing works. Honestly, I've never had an issue creating a tactic. And I know about football. I fucking have coached football in real life. But you're telling me nothing works? I don't know what to do, though. Honestly, don't know what to do anymore. Mistake, huh? Yeah. You can see it coming from a mile away. No speed on the ball. It's a mistake. Of course it's a mistake. Watch them score. You can see it. It's just, oh yeah, I'm going to just underhit this pass. Just dumb, man. I don't know, boys. I don't know. I think we just give up. Honestly, man. Like, this is what makes me want to go back to FM24 because we have all the basis of everything being good and nothing works. You have 70% possession, you don't win. You have 40% possession, you don't win. You have 17 shots in a game, you don't win. Whatever. 4-1 against a team I don't even know. I'm going to cop the sack. Beautiful. Great. All right. We're annoyed. We're going to build a tactic. We're going to play one more game, and if we don't win, we have to get off because I'm not sticking around here to get sacked. Cool. I don't know what to do. Honestly, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. 4-2-3-1, but I'm not a big 4-2-3-1 guy. Still has us as 4-2-3-1. I think it's bugged. It's going to go two up top. Two up top seems to work. Means we can't get Urim in the team, though. He's one of our best players. He's one of our best players. He plays central mid, central whatever. I'm almost tempted that we do it like this. Something like that. And then out of possession, we probably just go to like a screening defensive midfielder. And just a natural DM. A wide winger and a wide winger. With an outlet in that. Just really dumb it down. We can't break teams down. We can't score. So let's just go like some attacking route one, pump it long ball system, and then just hope it works. Press more often and get stuck in. And you're going to man mark there, mark position, and you're on the left, so you're going to mark right centre back, because I am a big believer that that is the best that you can set up with. More often, tackle harder, and mark their left back. Because you're on the right. And go to two holding fullbacks, two centre backs, and done. Out of possession. And then in terms of team instruction, I think a mid block with a regroup. But we press more often, we get stuck in is probably what we do. So like, no, we go countering. What we do is we go much more on counter. So we go to look to win the ball and off we go.
Well, the best word I can say, but we'll describe.
And then drop off. So we like drop off and do that. And then like in possession, we're doing this. And then team instruction in possession is what we need to work on. Thank you for the follow, guys. Sorry, I'm a little bit pissy, but like, yeah, we do not press the goalkeeper, and we go to balanced here as well. Do not trap outside because they won't stop the cross anyway, right? So not let them have the ball. Off we go. And then in terms of our instructions in possession, much more direct, at a much higher tempo. Standard time wasting's fine. We're going to go with a wide attacking width, right? We're going to be balanced. We're going to bypass the press, screw them. Goal kicks are long, distribution to whatever. Supporting run's fine. We're going to pass into space. We're going to hit early crosses. And I don't mind a little bit more dribbling. And you might be thinking, why is that? But if our wide players get the ball, run. Well, actually, what we should do is long passes wider. Where's the dribbling one? Just calm down. Right, into team shape. Where's Harriet? With the ball. Forward runs. Make more forward freaking runs. And dribble more because you're a winger. All right, and then on the other side, dribble more because you're a winger. More forward runs. Do that. Done. Right? Look, I want to hit early crosses. This system's about just get the ball in the space and let our big fucking strikers run onto it. We're clearly not good enough to play the football we want to play. Now, you think I'm panicking, but look at the run of form. Okay, it's going okay. Bit on stream. Look at this on stream. 4-3, 1-0 loss, 1-1, 2-0 loss, 4-1. Like, we're a fraud. Every time I turn the camera on with this save, we just lose. And then all of a sudden, when I'm getting ready for work, making coffee, I'm not even in the room and winning games. Just dumb. Anyhow, whatever. So we've got an attacking, and I've gone to an attacking mentality. Should we go to attacking mentality or balanced? That's the question here. Useful for when you play more tempo and urgency, takes risks and create more goal scoring opportunities. More vulnerable on the counter, higher tempo and risk taking can lead to more turnovers. Balanced is whatever, right? I think we go on attacking. Positive's not good. Positive's for when you want to hold the ball. Useful when your team wants to take control of the match and looks to exert sustained pressure. That's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to get the ball and move it quickly. So it's attacking or it's balanced. Or we play cautiously. Used for when you're wary of the other team's attacking for it, takes fewer risks with the ball, relies on more counter-attacking chances, may struggle to unlock tight defense without taking more risk. And that's kind of not what I want to do, but we could go with that. See, lower level tempo and urgency, we're playing with a higher tempo. Balanced is like whatever. Mentality's ideal for starting a match against similar strength opponents or situation where you want to be careful between risk and reward. In position, the team play with a balanced level of tempo. See, because we're playing on a high tempo, I think we just go to attacking, personally. I think the bugs have kind of been eked out, but I'm having massive trouble getting a tactic to work. And like, without upping myself, I have a pretty good credentials on Football Manager. I've been playing since FM13. I've only been sacked once, and it happened in this bloody beta with Chelsea. I took an amateur club from the 4th division in Denmark, an amateur club to winning a Champions League in 20 seasons. I have done the 1860 Munich Youth Challenge. I have taken a club from HK, a semi-professional club in Iceland called HK, to a Champions League final in 11 seasons. And we won against Barca in FM18, right? I've done all sorts of stuff. Yet I can't get no tactic to work whatsoever here at all. And I played a variation of a 4-4-2 last night off stream. We won a game, we drew a game, and then we won a game against a 6th division side, 2-1 in a game they dominated. And they're in amateur football 2 tiers below us. So yeah, the 4-4-2 doesn't do my head in, but yeah, anyhow. So what do they reckon? They're suitable. I recommend for our come match we should be on a balanced mentality. I don't give a crap anymore because I don't know what this game wants anymore. Mid-block standard, drop off so they look for the ball over the top. Trigger press, counter pressing. Not goalkeeper distribution. Long bypass. Bypass the strategy. More direct. Go long from goal kicks. Do not play out. Simple. Team shape. No nonsense centre backs and just centre backs. Cool. One wing back, a full back. Actually, I'm going to go to a full back here. I don't think we're going to go with a thing. Or even better, is we're going to play with a playing wing back on Sears because it says that he moves into this space here and holds and just helps against counterattacks. So we're going to have a defensive midfielder and Sears creating a box with this guy kind of being here in build-up. I quite like that. So there we go. Route 1, get the ball up the pitch. Let's see what happens. Cool. Now it's about picking a best 11. Dawson is going alongside Yumra. Yumra is going to play as a target forward, even though I prefer him as a central forward, and he's going to play as the channel forward because that's what he can play. Simples. Done. Right? Clemera, Bailey, Robinson on the bench, Barrett on the bench, Popola on the bench, and Ewan on the bench. Ewan probably misses out now of the whole team, and we need to go and get that Noah striker guy on the bench just in case we need a striker. That's what I think my best team is in this system. We're going to give this system 2 games. If we don't win either game, right? If we don't win one game, we bin it. If we win one of the 2 games, we're fine. If I lose both games, I'm also going to get off. But, yeah. Because I don't want this slide to continue. If we don't win this game, we'll go balanced in the next game. I don't expect this to be pretty. I expect to lose either 5-0, 1-0, or we win. I need to quickly pee too. Alright, are we conceding? That's the question. Oh my god, goalkeeper, what are you doing? And where are my strikers? They should be on the last man, that's the thing. Alright, I don't know what I've missed. Has it just been them attacking? Oh, we got no stats. Beautiful. Love it when it glitches out and does this. We can't tell if we're playing well or not now. Brilliant. Win the header? No. So far, for what it looks like, they're dominating us. Highlight, though. Who knows? Wasn't far. I think the first thing I want to do is actually move away from the target forward. It's too early to tell. I wasn't happy when we won the ball that there wasn't a striker that was up front on the 9. I don't think it's been even from what I can feel. You play enough FM to feel the game, and this feels like we're not doing anything. It wasn't far. But Yumra can't get on the ball. Yeah, I think the first thing we're going to do is just move him into a central forward because that's kind of what he likes. And I'm almost tempted to move that to higher. And he might be thinking, why do that? And that's just to keep someone up front as an outlet ball. Oh, we've hit the post. Hit the post or the keeper saved it. One of the two. Hard to tell. Hi, Orange. Good to see you. I think the longer this has gone out, the better it's played for us. But yeah. Hard to tell. Yet again, we got no match stats. I love it when it glitches out like this. Half-time 0-0. I don't know what to expect. Alright, they weren't happy with the first half. Cool. We've had a mayor of a team talk. Always when in doubt, just get angry at them. I kind of was like, oh, it looked good. I have no match stats to discuss, so yeah. If we concede from... We concede, right? Oh, my word. Get it out of there. That's not kicking it long. Goalkeeper's tried to chip it to my central midfielder. Put your fucking foot through the ball. Play Umrah. Oh my god, now play him. Go, score. Score. Keeper can't... Oh, get there, you son of a gun. That's our ball. Go, Yerim. Good ball. Keep the ball, that's fine. Go, Dawson. Go, Dawson. No, he's offside. He didn't look off. I need a highlight. I'm sorry, there is no way he's offside. It's hard to tell, but it's either really, really close, and it looks like this guy's kept him onside by a mile, to be honest. Alright, definitely look better without the target forward. Because now we got two strikers. Watch them score. Thank Christ they didn't. Just end to end. It's just ping pong. That's a better long ball. This highlight refuses to end, though. Why does this highlight refuse to end? We've seen 3 minutes of in-game. Oh my god, yeah, kick it into him. Just end. Thank you. And now we've broken the game. My god. Harriet. Hayes. Don't know where Harriet was or where he made the run, but sure, guys. That's a ball. That's 1-1. 1-0. Just like that, 2-0 after halftime. Brilliant. Apparently that was a key highlight. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, boys, but I think we're in massive trouble. I don't know what to do anymore, man. Like, we're getting dominated here. I have no match stats. Just whatever. Instant result. I have no match stats, but I can tell you we're getting dominated. Whatever. We lost 4-0. Brilliant. We're into 11th. Cool. Apparently we had 19 shots. This is the difference. We had 19 shots in that game, but, you know, we barely saw a highlight. What do we do, boys? What do we do? Hey, Mum. What do we do? Yeah, do it. No, I think we just go standard, hold shape, regroup, mid-block standard, drop off. Go to cautious. Just make it very hard for teams to break us down. Still reckon we look better with a central forward getting into the space. And do that. Just go to fullbacks instead of a holding fullback. Maybe engages them a little bit more. I didn't mind this pressing wingback, to be fair, or this playmaking wingback to help in the middle of the park. But yeah. Yep. If we lose this game, I will get off. This will be the end of the stream for this game. It'll get us to 3 hours, so it's not like we've put in a shift. I will say, though, if I lose this game, it's only 8 o'clock and I'm getting off. I'll probably play a couple games whilst I'm getting ready for bed and stuff. So normally I get off till 9:30. I will be playing 4-3-3 and just testing this, just going back to what we knew. And then, yeah. I'll pick whatever the game wants me to pick. I have not tried that, and that's not realistic. And if that works, then so be it. But I think it's the dumbest thing ever. If they make a game and that tactic works, it's great. But no, I'm not playing that. I refuse. Horsham are performing well below in this average. Who gives a crap about Horsham? All right. The board's probably unhappy with me, let's be honest. Yeah. All right, let's go and just do this. Let's see how this goes. We're in cautious now. Could play with just 2 DMs if I play Ferdinand and what's his name, but yeah, I prefer to probably play with a central midfielder. I wonder if we get the match stats today. Again, another kit clash because the game can't tell what kit should be what. It's brilliant. Did we get stats? Oh, it's broken again. Beautiful. Love it. Love it that it's broken. Can't tell you what's going on. See, everyone else's wingers do that. They get the ball, they run around, and they try to beat people. Any of my wingers and whatever don't do that. They just don't. They don't go to beat people. So I would love to know what roles people are using to get their wingers to be that broken. Like they just run and no one goes near them. And it happened a little bit with the wide forward role, which we used with Salah in our beta save. But I can't get a winger to dominate a game here. And again, I can't tell you if we even had a shot yet. Apparently we've had one chance, according to the XG. But yeah. Look at that for a ball. Outside of the foot, we're in the lower levels. Outside of the foot, straight to Cosgrove. I can't find a tactic, man. Move to balanced. Again, I'm trying to play these balls in behind, over the top sort of thing in this system. Nothing. Alright, this hasn't worked. I'm going to move into this. Actually, let's make more forward runs off on Barrett and just compare the pair. We're going to lose, but we may as well make some changes. See if something happens. God forbid. Can we maybe score one in the 90th minute to rescue a draw in the 4-3-3? Answer is no. Well, boys, we're getting the sack for a second time in another save, by the looks of it. Yeah, God forbid someone would actually be in the box for a header at the back stick, huh? God forbid. God forbid. Definitely on the FM go at the moment, JS. We're copping it. Haven't won a game tonight. Sorry, we won our first game tonight on stream, and then we've lost every game for a month. I'm really struggling with this FM. Really can't get a tactic to work. And that keeps happening, man. Every cross that I have, the defender just blocks it. Every time. Ebbsfleet dominated, but I would love to know when we dominated the game, but everything's broken. Stop crashing. She crashed. Far up, man. Did the same thing yesterday too. Just hoping if you press that pop-up, it actually pops up with the stats or with the match momentum. Instead it just crashes. I have to play that game again too. Fuck's sake. I think what this proves is that we have to play the 4-3-3. I think that's what this proves is that we have to play the 4-3-3. So that's the roles it would pick in possession, by the way. Is those roles central mid and a midfield playmaker. I'm going to go midfield playmaker and a central and a channel mid. And do that. I'm going to get Robinson in. Inside forward winger. Central forward, goal threat, wing back, full back, inverted. No nonsense, no nonsense. Which I'm pretty happy with that. Because low crosses, it creates higher quality shooting opportunities. Plays to strengths of attacks with good movement off the ball. Crosses have a higher chance of being intercepted. Resulting shots have a higher chance of being blocked. Whipped, I don't think, has ever worked on any FM. Floated works because we got some tall strikers. We got a tall striker. Right? Umrah is what? 6 foot, so he's not tall. Let's go with whipped, because I don't think Popola's going to be that. And yeah. I'm going to leave him stay wider. JS is the coach. I love it. Take him to glory. Take him to glory. Again, we got the kick clash and we got the same game that we just played, but beautiful. Oh, we got the stats. Yay. Let's see what happens. Broke my nose. That's no good. Looks like Ebbsfleet are just dominating us. Which is fair enough. Yeah, he got no shouts in this year's game, so... Not saying I think that really matters, but yeah. I actually really like our shape as they beat us here. But I really liked our line then. Just didn't win the ball. But when you looked at the when you looked at our shape, it was a striker, then a line of 4, and I was really happy with that. It was really hard for them to break it down. It was kind of like a 1, and then these guys all got in the line to make a 4, and I'm pretty happy with that. I've actually got some crazy ideas what we do to sort us out defensively as well. And you can tell that this is the system for us. Because we create chances in the 4-3-3. But yeah. As they probably score here. Nearly. Like, I've got some ideas in what we do. Out of possession. We might maybe play around with the tactic a little bit. Go, Barrett. Now whip the ball in. Good. Oh, unlucky. Much better, though. Much better. Much better with a whip cross. That was a much better ball in. Away. Can we win the ball and run? No. Looked offside. It was offside. Good save anyway by our keeper. Been the better side. Gonna tell him I'm far from pleased, but yeah. Again, we're another great kickoff. We just kicked the ball out of play from kickoff. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Go for Polar. Beat him. Take him on. Beat him. Beat him. Whip it. He shot. That's what I hate. Put the ball across the box there. That should just be across the box. Umrah gets front stick goal, but no. Dim, I played 5 at the back at Chelsea. It's what got me sacked. I played 5 at the back at Chelsea. It's what got me sacked. The only system I've had any success with is this 4-3-3. Well, the beta one I built. And then I've kind of expanded on it here. And as you can see from the stats, we've actually played really well. But yeah. But again, like the opponent, here we go, goal. Oh, good save in the end by our keeper. But that's the thing. We play so well, and then the opposition just goes touch, 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 chance. Like, they should have scored then. Look, that's their only shot they've had on target, and they should have scored. It's ridiculous that we have this many shots and we can't score. Like, I'm tempted to move it from balance, but I know that we get shafted. If you look at the match momentum, we've played really well. Gonna go attacking late doors here and see if we can win the game really late. We drew 0-0. 0-0 draw. Play Totten in 3 days. Like we're 11th now. All right, we're going to play till we lose. This is what we're going to do. We're going to play till we lose. If we draw this game against Totten, we have to win every game from there on. And then, yeah. So what's their tactical advice? But I don't know what the instruction is. Kick us long. Totten really good force and turnovers to bypass the press. Play down the right side. And I believe this instruction would help prevent the opposition from creating chances in the box where they have proven. So I'm guessing it's something to do with the defensive line. Like a Totten ahead of us. Totten are in 22nd. So yeah. I don't know. We didn't really concede. I've copied it. We've got the actual one here, and I've copied it. I'm actually tempted to do out of possession, do this. Had an idea and now it's come out my head. Can't remember what the idea was. Something like that. Help us get under the ball. Be an outlet as well for Umrah. Just don't come back. Just stay up there as an outlet ball. Almost tempted to do that and then move as a defensive midfielder to screening DMs. Almost tempted to do that, like out the ball. And just without the ball, we got 2 fullbacks, 2 screening defensive midfielders in front of our 2 centre backs, and pressing centre midfielder, 2 wide midfielders. But that should have a bit more space, and then that. But I would love to see if that will make us more defensively solid. even though we just didn't concede. And I'm almost tempted to go to attacking minute 1. We might go to positive. And like out of possession with like this, in possession with like that, and like this, we got like this little system. Like combined, that's the average position. Don't mind it. And then out of possession with like that, and in possession with like this. We're still looking to press. I'm just trying to get people in front of my 2 centre backs, so my centre backs don't get like overwhelmed. Go something like that. It's kind of what I'm thinking. We need to win games of football, so we may as well go to positive, even though I'm creating more chances on balanced than I am on positive or attacking. They're playing 4-3-3 as well. Like, we win this game, we go to 25 points. We could go as high as the playoffs. Here we go. Straight from kickoff, but yeah. I was trying to look at that. Every time he tried to do that. Good touch, though. Come on, Barrett. Create. Good. Sort of a decent moment. The strike was really isolated. I just want to know what they're doing out of position. They're playing 4-1-4-1. We're obviously doing that. One nil down. Should have been 2-0 down. Get us to bypass this press. They're clearly good at winning the ball back, so let's just bypass the press. We're just conceding everything from wide areas. Let's see if we can actually just trap the ball inside, see if that helps. See, again, we're on positive. We just concede every chance, by the way. As soon as you come off balance, you are the worst side in the world on this match engine. Great save from their keeper. He's offside. Of course, Umrah finishes it because he's offside, but much better straight off the bat from trapping inside. Trapping inside really just worked then. Highly doubt we're going to get back into the game, but yeah. Going to go to attacking early doors here because we need to find 2 goals. Might as well just go to it. But, yeah. Apparently, Popola's injured. Beautiful. How are you, Burger? Play him. Oh, my word. We've scored. We're lucky, but again, like, Iram should have played the thing. Don't worry, not for long. We're copping the sack. I've been live for 3 hours and 20 minutes, Burger. I won my first game 4-3 against Top, who haven't lost the game. We have lost every other game since. We've also drawn a couple, but yeah, we haven't won a game since then. So yeah. Can't get a tactic to work at all, man. I can't get no tactic to work. Tried 4-4-2. We've tried, obviously, 3-5-2 with Chelsea. We've tried all these sorts of stuff. Saying that, we're coming into the game now. Ever since I made that that switch, we're in the game here. He's going to shoot, isn't he? Keep it down. Like, if you're going to shoot, it's in the range. Shoot low and hard and skiddy. Why are we trying to, like, place at top bins where you don't have the technical abilities? Put your foot through it. Of course that works out. Keeper barely puts anything on it and it works out. And we're going to concede again because this is how we concede all the goals, is the winger just runs and no one knows how to tackle. There it is. Bang. Called it. Dominated ever since we made the changes. They go one moment, run, cross, goal. My wingers don't make no runs. They don't do any of this. It's just a joke, man. Are you finding any tactic working for you, Burger? Any? Because I can't. That's the first time I've had a winger actually run, by the way. Yeah, I have moments where the tactic works and it goes to shit. And it's great. Again, we're going to have more shots than the opposition and not win. Oh, they've given a penalty. All right, whatever. Instant result. I'm done. Have a good night, guys. Bye. Honestly. Honestly. Just honestly. But yeah, beautiful. Our left winger is out. Great. Yep, we've gone from after winning our first game on stream today in second to 12th. Beautiful. I love it. Absolutely.